Attention passionate Chicago, Bears fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Chicago Bears' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Chicago Bears fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Chicago, Bears fans. Let's get to the news in what can only be described as a seismic shift in the landscape of the NFC North. Whispers and reports are swirling that the Chicago Bears are positioning themselves for a bold move in the upcoming NFL trade market, and it involves none other than Roquan Smith. Now I know what you're thinking. Roquan Smith, a leader on defense, a player who's been a cornerstone of the Ravens' linebacker core, now potentially heading back to Chicago. It sounds like a plot straight out of a blockbuster movie. But this isn't just speculation. It's a real possibility that could reshape the Bears' future and send shockwaves through the division. For months now, the NFL world has been watching the Baltimore Ravens closely, especially their recent trade strategy and roster adjustments. According to well-known NFL insider Adam Schefter, the Ravens are accelerating their trade plans, especially targeting first-round picks in the 2026 draft, with a specific focus after the 4th of November, 2025. The reason? They're prioritizing acquiring wide receivers, especially after a series of injuries at that position. But there's another layer to this story, their linebacker situation. Smith, who at 28 years old has been a pivotal figure in Baltimore's defense, has been having an outstanding season. He's been rated with a 94-1 grade by PFF in 2025, which is elite. Over the course of the season, he's recorded 115 tackles, 4 interceptions, and 6 forced fumbles in just 10 games. His playmaking ability is undeniable, and his ability to cover short routes, especially against tight ends, is impressive. 81% success rate, which is quite high for a linebacker. He's averaging 5 tackles per game, and his impact on the field goes beyond just stats. His EPA per stop at plus 0.48 shows he's making plays that matter in critical moments. Now, what makes Smith even more intriguing for the Bears is his versatility. He's not just a thumper against the run, he's also a coverage weapon. He's been used in nickel packages, covering receivers and tight ends with 72 snaps on nickel alone. His leadership on the field is unquestionable, and he's been a vocal and intelligent play caller for Baltimore, especially with the defense's pre-snap adjustments, 88% success rate. His presence on the field elevates everyone around him, and that's something the Bears desperately need after some shaky performances this season. The interesting part here is how this potential move aligns with the Bears' current roster and strategic goals. Chicago has been building a defense that's capable of competing at a high level, especially with young stars like Jaylon Johnson and the emerging pass rushers. But they've been missing that true defensive brain, an on-field general who can take over games from the middle of the defense. If they manage to bring Smith back home, it would be like getting a coach on the field. And don't forget, the Bears have been investing heavily in their defense in recent years, but the addition of a player like Smith could push their unit from good to great. His ability to call plays, make tackles, and shut down key plays on third down could be the difference in tight games, especially late in the season when every possession counts. Plus, his leadership and experience are invaluable. He's a 5-time All-Pro with a career tally of over 200 tackles, 16 interceptions, and a reputation as one of the most rangy and intelligent linebackers in the league. From a statistical standpoint, Smith's impact on his team's efficiency is clear. In 2025, Baltimore's defense has seen a 22% increase in stops on third downs, demonstrating how much of a difference-maker he is. His ability to drop into coverage, often in zone, and read plays before they develop is a trait that would elevate the Bears' defense significantly. His coverage stats show he's been particularly effective against tight ends, a matchup that often troubles the Bears' current linebackers. Furthermore, Smith's presence would complement other key players on the Bears' defense. Imagine a front seven with Smith orchestrating the middle, alongside young pass rushers and a secondary that's starting to come together. It's a recipe for a defense that could limit opponents to fewer points per game. Chicago's current average of around 18 points allowed per game could drop even further with this kind of upgrade. Now, the trade itself wouldn't be cheap. The Ravens are reportedly looking for high draft picks, possibly a first-rounder or a combination of picks and players, to part ways with Smith. But the Bears have the assets, especially after recent drafts, and the flexibility to make this move happen. They've shown a willingness to invest in their defense, and bringing back Smith could be viewed as the final piece to a championship puzzle. Of course, there's always risk in trading away draft capital for a player, but the upside here is enormous. A return of Smith to Soldier Field wouldn't just be a splash move. It could be the catalyst that transforms the Bears into serious contenders. A linebacker who can do it all, leading in tackles, coverage, and leadership, is exactly what Chicago needs to take their defense to the next level. Plus, it's a storyline that's perfect for the Chicago fan base, seeing a homegrown talent return and anchor a defense that's hungry for success. Let's not forget the context of 2025. The Bears have been building through the draft, developing young talent, and making strategic moves to position themselves as playoff contenders. This potential acquisition signals a clear statement. Chicago is serious about competing now, not just future projections. It's about making a bold statement that they're not here to rebuild anymore. They're here to win, and bringing Smith back would be a huge step in that direction. Now, the division is watching closely. The Vikings and Lions are formidable opponents, but with a defense led by a player of Smith's caliber, the Bears could start to close that gap. A defense that can consistently force turnovers, shut down key drives, and dominate the line of scrimmage is what separates good teams from great ones. And let's be honest, Bears fans, we all know how much this city loves a strong, gritty defense. Think of the iconic Bears defenses of the past, with legends like Butkus and others. Smith's return could reignite that old-school spirit and bring a new era of dominance to Soldier Field. Of course, all of this is still hypothetical, but the signs are pointing towards a very real possibility. The NFL trade deadline is approaching, and with Baltimore clearing space and looking to make strategic moves, Chicago might just be the perfect landing spot for Roquan Smith. The fit is ideal. Familiar city, familiar system, and a team that's hungry for leadership and playmaking. If this move happens, it would send shockwaves across the league, and more importantly, energize the Bears, locker room, and fan base. In the end, what we're talking about here is more than just a trade. It's about returning a player who embodies the spirit of the Chicago Bears, tough, intelligent, relentless. Smith's leadership and on-field production would be a game-changer, and it's the kind of move that could tip the scales in the NFC North, giving the Bears a real shot at making a deep playoff run and ultimately chasing that Super Bowl ring once again. So, Bears fans, keep your eyes peeled. This story is far from over, and it's shaping up to be one of the most exciting rumors of the season. Whether it materializes or not, the idea of Roquan Smith back in navy and orange has already got us dreaming of those glorious days at Soldier Field, echoing the roars of a defense that's ready to roar again. The future is bright, and if this move comes true, it could be the start of a new chapter, one where the Chicago Bears are back among the league's elite, fighting for championships and making history once more. And now, Chicago Bears fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and TO, the Chicago Bears. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Chicago Bears news.